Hi, this is the Ivy League astrologer with the December reading for Geminis, for Vedic Geminis. If you don't know your Vedic signs, if you do know your Vedic signs, or rather, I assume if you're here, you do know your Vedic signs, but if you don't know your Vedic signs and you're just curious, check out galacticcenter.org for a free chart calculator, and then come on back here. Okay, so this is for Geminis for the month of December. So the first card out for Geminis was the Eight of Wands, so communication. And this communication could be coming from you or coming towards you. It kind of seems to me like it's coming from you, actually, or coming into your life. Yeah, either coming. I guess what I want to say is this is communication that is cutting to the heart of a matter. So whether this is from someone else or from you, it seems to be cutting to the heart of a matter, and it's an old hurt that it relates to, and something that just knocked you down or knocked somebody else down. Maybe it came out of nowhere and just exploded into something crazy. But maybe it's a peace offering for this old hurt that has been coloring the way you feel about yourself, the way that you feel about things for a while now. And maybe you haven't known what to do with it. It's just been kind of like this smog or fog hanging over you, this kind of thing that just won't go away but won't turn into anything, just bleh. It's kind of yuckiness. And maybe you're finally kind of cutting to the heart of the matter or attempting to cut to the heart of the matter, and maybe with a peace offering or somebody else is offering you a peace. So it looks like I don't know if that peace is going to be achieved, I guess is what I would say, which seems a little, I don't know, but it just looks like it's still like a battle, or it's just like kind of war torn and painful. And maybe you can pick up your swords and go home now, but it's not pretty still. It's still not pretty. It's still not really fixed somehow. Whatever this situation is. Maybe there's still a fog about it. Maybe somebody's just not thinking about it in a productive way or in a useful way or the right way, whatever the right way is. But yeah, it seems like someone is hurt. You're hurt. There's other people involved somehow. Or maybe you're offering a piece to someone that seems like not enough to them. But that's all you can give. You don't know what else to give. And it's taken a lot of strength for you to get to this point of offering it. So you feel like you have to just leave the field, maybe. That's not what you want to do. You were hoping for something different. You were hoping for more. You were hoping for a resolution. But maybe there's just stages to this process that you were not aware of, or that you have not been aware of, or maybe you're trying to take on too much too fast. Maybe you're trying to take on too much. Maybe for you, I kind of feel like it's more of like it's a realization for you or for this other person. That it's a realization for you that like where you thought you were headed is not actually where you're going in a way, or like just that it's going to take more time to unfold. What this situation really means to you is going to take more time to unfold. Even though you've been thinking about it, but maybe you haven't so much been thinking about it as just that it's been there, and it's maybe something that you don't really want to deal with, and now you're looking at it but it may just be more to work through than you had planned, or than you expected. So, um, but I think when you do work through that, however long that takes, I think when you do work through that, you will come to a realization that gets you to a new place. Yeah, to a place where you don't make the same mistakes, you don't do that same stuff again, and you know, it's a new horizon kind of thing. And it may be a slow realization, it may take some time. Right now, if you seem to feel like you know all the answers, you are going to get in there, you're just going to cut to the chase, cut to the heart of the matter. But I would caution you against that. I would say take it slow if you can, because you're rushing into something that you don't really have all the facts about. You don't really know what the true situation is. You know, it's like you just got all heated up about it or something. You got this idea in your head about like, hey, this is what happened and I'm mad about it. I don't even like that. Why would you do that? You know, and like you're going on the attack kind of. Like you're just writing in like, I'm gonna tell you what. Okay? I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna cut this down, make it different. It's not right. And you know what? You should be a little more nervous about that than you are. Because you may be hearing things back that cut you down that you aren't quite ready for. Um, so yeah, I would use caution in any, you know, if you're feeling heated about any matters this month, I would try to take time to consider it if you can. But if you can't, write on in there and, you know, maybe take some time to process what you get back from that. Yeah, I think there is going to be a time for you to think things over. Or maybe your world just turned upside down a little bit in some way. There's some kind of offer that was made to you that you felt like was insulting or not right in some way. And now you have to look at that offer in another light. Which isn't to say that you should take that offer necessarily, or even that offer's still on the table, but I think it's a matter of evaluating how you proceed, is what I would say with these cards lined up. How you proceed in life. I mean, that's big, but it's almost like this is like you need to kind of handle your Mars energy in a way. It's like, okay, do you wait too long and then you come back and you're real mad about it? Or, you know, is there a way that you could, rather than wielding your sword, rather than kind of sitting on your sword and then rushing in to cut, is there a way that you could open up a line of communication in a different, in a more neutral manner? Is there a way that you could hear and be heard in a way that's not quite so, you know, either or? Because it seems like maybe just a lot went on. Like you took too much and then you're mad about it, but like maybe try to think about the way that you do these things and if there's a way that you can kind of change that for the future so that there's not such extremes in your behavior or such extremes in your emotional state. You know, kind of like a stitch in time saves nine kind of situation, it seems like, where, you know, just, yeah, think about if there's a different way that you could do that in the future. And yeah, and along those lines, it seems like there's some kind of heart knowledge that is available to you this month. Hard earned heart knowledge. Um, Knowledge about your own functioning in the world, which you hadn't known before or you hadn't fully been able to see in the way that you're able to see it this month. And it seems like that's something that you are taking seriously, and that is again going to lead you to new vistas, um, lead you to a better place. So maybe it's a month for adjustments a little bit. Um, yeah, I would say of aligning your word with your deed is actually what I would say. Um, there's also, along with those new vistas, they kind of rolls kind of from one card into the next. That there's also new vistas in relation to that may be in relation to the way somebody else deals with your anger, right? So if you're writing in like the Knight of Swords over here, like rah, you know, you've wronged me and I will cut you down. And somebody may respond in a way that is not what you expected for all of your righteous anger. Somebody may have a different take on it. And that take may make you look back at yourself and have this kind of wary acceptance of this heart knowledge that maybe you're not going to tell this person. Maybe you're not going to tell this person. This is coming up a lot this month of like people being unwilling, people having a truth and being unwilling to share it or being unwilling to. It's like you're learning these private lessons, but you're not going to tell somebody else that they helped you learn this lesson because that would be, giving them too much credit or something, or I don't know. Yeah, it's like you kind of don't want anybody to see you learning this lesson in a way, but you're learning it from the way that somebody else is dealing with your anger, or maybe somebody else is learning from the way that you're dealing with their intense anger or their intensity. Because someone is saying, hey, listen, yep, see what you're talking about, but I just want peace. And in fact, I see where you're coming from. And it's like they're saying, it's like they're like, I love you. So you can be mad at me if you want, but like, I love you anyway. So, it's hard to stay mad in the face of that. And it does tend to give you that sort of guilty reckoning of yourself where you're like, oh, so you're being all awesome and stuff, and what's wrong with me? So you might be having that kind of moment this month where you're like, yeah, having sort of like a guilty recollection of yourself or something. Um, yeah, I would say that, yeah, these are new vistas, but they're not necessarily, it's not like this person that you're having the conflict with is someone that you're necessarily going to like. Could be that you're going forward with them into life, but it could just be that this is the encounter and it just sends, you guys go off on your different paths, but it sends you into a path that's a slightly better path for you. And this person, there's not much information here about their path, but I think they're just there on this path. They're there in your path, in your way for you. And then, they're going off into whatever their other story is. So it looks like there's an end through this conflict, which is kind of what this story seems to be about to me for this month. Through this conflict, there's an end to this sense of betrayal, hurt, suspicion that you've been feeling. And there's an end to feeling like you owe something to someone also. Like they're saying, give it to me. Give it to me. You owe it to me. Give it to me. And you're like, I don't want to give it to you. I don't have to give it to you. It's mine. And they're like, give it to me. So there's an end to that situation. So that's good. So it seems like, you can end a conflict and kind of move forward in a way that is more true to your better self. You have a heart knowledge that comes this month. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, doesn't look like it's going to be all super party, fun, but it looks like it'll be useful for your future endeavors. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please post in the comments and let me know if any of this resonated with you. All right. Thank you.